What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode number 29 of The Rise of a Nation, here with FC Edmonton. In the Canadian Premier League, we are back again, and today we have the penultimate episode of Season 4. It is going to be the conclusion of the Canadian Premier League, and it is, as I said, going to be, well, a familiar game, a familiar fixture, certainly. We're going to be taking on Halifax. It is the fourth year in a row that ourselves and this squad are going head-to-head. Of note, really, with this team, two of our players who have been on loan at Halifax have actually been big reasons behind their success. Shandell Senior, one of those players. If we just look at him, he has now acquired Canadian secondary nationality. We have loaned him to Halifax for the next 2 years. Of course, this being the end of year one, for £4 million. The other player of ours they've had on loan has been this guy, John Goldhar, who, I'm going to be honest, I really didn't rate that highly, but he's had a really good season, a 7.37 average rating for them, and he doesn't look that great to me. Maybe I'm missing something. He looks like potential, but in terms of his actual ability, I feel like he's punching way above what I ever expected he could achieve for them. But yes, Halifax are the team we're going to be taking on. They're big players, really. Moses Danto has been their top goal scorer, 28 years old, Canadian. Of course, they lost Pereira, who was previously their big goal scorer. You can see Shandell Senior got 7 goals for them, but he is not allowed to play against us. And it's a similar story with Goldhar. They have also got Secunda, who isn't registered. I guess he's loaned out. For a second, I was like, we have loaned them Secunda as well, but no. That's a completely different player who's on loan at Cavalry. But basically, two of their big players, they're without for this game. So with that in mind, I back us to do well. Of course, last episode we left things with the North American League semi-final concluded. We did have 4 matches just to end up the regular season. You can see we beat York 9 2-1. We drew against Halifax 1-1. And then 2 wins against Cavalry and York 9 to end the year. Those 4 games all came within a week. Injuries were always going to be a bit of a concern. There was a casualty of war. It was Adam Bill, who unfortunately has twisted his ankle. He's going to be out for between 6 days and 3 weeks. So the chances are that is his season pretty much done and dusted. You can see we take on Halifax today in this episode. And then the next episode we'll have the games against Marathon in the North American League final. You can see the first leg of that game does not come that long after we finish things up against Halifax. We have had a youth intake. It was pretty underwhelming, I'm going to be honest. I'm trying to remember who the best player was in the intake, and genuinely I think it was this guy, Reese Phillips. But yeah, it was, compared to some of the other intakes we've had, it was a bad year for them. I did, however, upgrade our youth facilities, which was a good little thing that we did. Oh, sorry, not our youth facilities, our youth recruitment. That's correct. You can see now we have extensive youth recruitment. I did also ask about training and youth facilities, but those were declined. Just as a reminder, we move into a new stadium at the end of this year, which is really exciting. It does mean that the second leg of this game against Halifax is going to be our final ever Canadian Premier League game at our current stadium, which is, well, it's sad, isn't it, really, saying goodbye to the Clark Stadium. Built, well, a long time ago now. It's an old ground. It's almost 90 years old. It's going to be nice to move into something new and shiny. And, well, let's hopefully give it a good send-off here today. Finances, by the way, looking exceptional. £1.1 million in the bank. Considering the loans that we took for the stadium, you might remember those loans. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, how are we going to pay back £100,000 a month? Of course, massively bailed out by all the loan dealings that we did with the monthly fees. They have really propped up our finances this year. God bless Marcel Ruiz and Shandell Senior, who have gone on loan for the next 2 years. 2 players who, obviously, it'd be nice to have in the first team, but equally between them, we're getting a combined £11 million over 2 years, which, for a club with our financial infrastructure, is just completely changing. It's taken what was an ongoing downwards trend, and we now are probably one of the most profitable teams in the league. How sustainable this is going to be in coming years, can we keep securing these kind of loan deals for players who we do deem replaceable? I guess that is for us to solve. Anyway, we take on Halifax. You can see if we just look at the stages for this competition, we have played them previously. Last year we beat them 7-3 in the playoffs. The year before that they beat us 5-4. And the year before that, it's gone to the overall table for no apparent reason. But if we just look at things... why does it not want to show me the playoffs of the 2009 year? I'm not sure. But you can see we won 6-5 on that occasion. So expect a classic. This was the overall table for this year. You can see Halifax were comfortably the second best team. Behind them, Valor in third. Forge, who I think would be considered the big underperformers. They were way off the pace. Aubrey, for them, their striker in on loan, was actually the second top goal scorer in the regular season. But his goals were simply put not enough. But anyway, enough rambling about just little goings on. This is the team for today's game, with Bill out injured and Karata obviously not registered, and also you can see here ABZ suspended. This is the team we go with. Solomon is going to come into the team. Besides that, it's a fairly standard midfield setup, really. Going to go with Daly and Hamilton up top. Between them, they've got 55 goals this year. Hopefully they can just keep that going, I guess. Would be amazing for Nick Daly to get a few more to add to his collection. Also, his work rate has shot up. How much has his work rate gone up by? My word. He's just started running. He's learnt how to run over the last year, apparently. And now it's up to 13. I mean, even better for a pressing forward, I guess. But yeah, him alongside Hamilton, big players. Need them to come good in this big game for us. And well, with that all said and done, let's get into the first leg. We're away from home. Expect goals, I think, is probably the obvious thing to say. This is the team they're going to go with. As we mentioned, they are missing a few fairly key players for them. Players like Shandell Senior, players like Goldhar, who's been their centre-back for them and one of their best performers. So with those kind of players missing, I'm optimistic and hopeful that we can put them to the sword today. I would love to get a really emphatic away win. I want to double check. I'm 99.9% sure that away goals are a factor when it comes to league sorting for the championship. So if we just have a look here, championship. Where are we looking? Where are we looking? Extra time is played if the scores are level. Okay, there is no away goals. I'm talking out my buttocks. Let's get into this, shall we? Big game. Familiar game as well. They're not playing their wider system that has sometimes caused us issues. You know, a 4-2-3-1. I feel like we match up quite nicely against 4-4-2s. But, well, we need to be at our best. Halifax are a team that we can't afford to underestimate. They always score goals against us. We need to be clinical when chances come our way because it feels unlikely we're going to keep clean sheets. I say that, then Connor James pulls off a stop like that. Maybe he's just giving me some hope. Gutierrez with a free kick to the edge of the area. Back with Gutierrez. I mean, that's awful. We have to beat them, having witnessed that passing. We have to beat them. Solomon with the throw in here. Trying to pick out Hamilton, but read by Assing. Now is Strafe at the back. We're trying to apply pressure high up the pitch and really force them to go back. And well, Ingham, oh my word. Oh my word. We will take it. I feel guilty. It's hit the back of the net. It's somehow gone in. Jordan Hamilton has had a ball ping off his forehead. Ingham, not the best with his ball at his feet. He's not exactly a ball-playing goalkeeper. Not the nicest back pass. And his clearance just pings Jordan Hamilton in the head and creeps in. I'm not even sure if that made it to the back of the net. It trickled over the line with such little power. But we're ahead. And immediately another highlight has started here. I don't know if this... Surely they can't have 2 errors in 2. I wanted to believe for a second that Ingham was going to have another mare at the back. I mean, they're going to be looking to bounce back immediately here. They get the ball forward. Oyamada reads it. Now with Ace Vado. Oyamada again with it. You can see nice little patient build-up play here. Where is Oyamada going, though? Where are you going? Just pass it if you need to. Back to Connor James. Now with Solomon. We're moving it around our back three. Lovitz, of course, slotting in on the left. He is, well, probably our best player out on the left, along with Bill, who started the year there. And while Hamilton through, and he gets another. This is the start we wanted. Lovitz with the assist. As I mentioned, Bill has kind of taken his spot at left mid. But good to see Danny Lovitz come back into the team and have, well, an impact like that, really. He brought the ball forward really nicely here. Their back four stepped off and stepped off. It lost its shape a little bit. Hamilton found a channel of space between the two centre-backs. And he slots it into the bottom corner for his 24th of the year. He's got 2 goals in 2 minutes. He's going to be looking for a quick-fire hat-trick. Meanwhile, Halifax looking for a response. The free kick blocked, and while Daly could be hitting them on the counter, one-on-one with the keeper. Can he score it? He can. He goes round the keeper for his 34th of the season. Oh, this is what we wanted to see. Liam Fraser, this was a fantastic, intelligent ball. One of our best defenders in terms of his passing, and I mean, look at that. We see Liam Fraser as the successor to Soria, and with passes like that, you can see exactly why. Nick Daly, superb finish. 3 goals scored in 5 minutes. Halifax, well, they should be panicking. They have got a set piece here, but we've hit them on the break once already, so they've got to be wary. Jones does cross it in. Mora heads it away, but only as far as Mavilla, who hits it. I'm not sure about Connor James's positioning there. I think an inquest needs to be held. What was he doing? I'm going to readjust in my chair and lean in and try and evaluate what exactly has gone on here. I mean, it's like he's got lost. And that's the only explanation I can give. I mean, I said expect goals. I didn't expect 4 goals in the first 22 minutes, but that is the situation we find ourselves in. There's not even been that many clear-cut chances and half chances. It's just been every chance that's come to either team being taken. And well, it now feels like after 20 minutes without a goal, things have just slowed down a little bit. But at half-time, it's going to be 3-1. It's actually been quite an even game, but I'm going to tell the players I'm not happy. A few players demotivated. We'll have an individual chat with them. I want to make it clear that I'm happy with them, but I just want a little bit more out of them. Unfortunately, Jordan Hamilton, he's just confused and demotivated. Hopefully, it's not going to get him down too much. Everyone else, though, is all happy. And, well, that's good. You know, I've told them I'm not happy. This is a game that, I don't know, without that gift with the first goal, it would be significantly closer right now. Their stats, yes, we are edging them, but we've not been dominant. I do want to see us step it up here. They've changed their system a little bit. I've seen them move some players around. We're going to do some changes here. Marshall's not at the best of games, so I'm going to bring in Deshays for him. And I'm also going to bring in Mark Anthony Kay for Mora, just because Mora's lacking a little bit of fitness. He's also picked up a booking. I want to play things a little bit safe here. We don't want to go down a man. Nice tackle by Lovett. I was scared he was going to give away a penalty. At 3-1 here, Halifax will be desperate to get the next goal. It's now with the goal scorer, Mavilla, the left back. Brings it forward, but Oyamada reads it. Can he get the ball out now? Decides to go short to Deshays, who's going to provide some fresh legs, I hope, in the midfield. As we are going to, well, just work it around the back here. You can see all 3 centre mids just leaving themselves open here. We want to bring the ball out from the back. That's what we're going to do here. Deshays dinks it through to Hamilton, who's on for a hat-trick. Can he possibly finish it? I mean, can he possibly finish it? Of course he can, as if it was a question that needed to be asked. 25 for the season. It's another hat-trick for him. He got one towards the end of the league season. It might have even been the last game of the year where he got a hat-trick. Between Hamilton and Nick Daly, we just have 2 players who like to score for fun, it seems. I mean, it's what you want to see, isn't it, in your players? That was a really nice finish, and great to see Deshays coming on off the bench, the Canadian international, to get an assist. Chung's picked up a booking, so with 5 minutes left, I think we'll take him off. Edwini Bonsu is on his way out the club at the end of the year. He's already signed a pre-contract. But we'll just give him a little appearance here, you know, a little chance just to wave goodbye to the fans if he isn't going to appear in any of the remaining games. Equally, he comes on because we just don't really have that many options in the right midfielder position. But I like to, you know, cover over the cracks in our team and the lack of a right midfielder by just playing it off as a sentimental change, as opposed to one where really there isn't a better plan B. But anyway, 30 seconds left in this game. 4-1 get up. This is the same scoreline that you might remember. We were up last episode in the North American League. I mean, could we force one last error out of them? It goes all the way back to Ingham, who, well, has learnt his lesson this time. Is not going to shoot it at Hamilton's head. 4-1 though after the first leg is good, but we know what Halifax can do. They can score goals against us. We cannot afford to let this kind of, I guess, go to our heads too much. The job is only half done. Granted, we've done the first half of the job very, very well, but there is still another game here which we need to do well in. Hamilton, what a performance by you, my friend. That was absolutely top draw. Could not ask for a better performance by him. Anyway, let's get forward to the second leg. We're at home for it. As I said, it's the last ever Canadian Premier League game from our current stadium. Exciting times ahead. Let's hopefully leave things with a memorable conclusion, shall we? We'll be back in just a second. So folks, we are back, and well, you might have just caught, just as I was wrapping up the outro for the first half of this video, a little news item about an unbeaten season, and that was an unbeaten season for our under-21s who, well, they didn't take too kindly to Cavalry winning the under-21s league a couple of years ago, and you can see they've kind of made a signal of intent this year. 16 wins, 2 draws, 0 defeats, Edmonton Scottish coming in second, Pacific, Cavalry and Valor's Academies behind that. But, well, a big golfing class. And, well, there's one player to thank for that, really, Karata. He's been punching a little bit above his weight, but giving us a taster of what to expect from him in the league. Also worth just looking at a few of the other youngsters who have been actively involved. Roberto Torres Nilo really did contribute a lot this year with his 9 goals, right up there in the average ratings. Bogdanovic, really high in the average ratings as well, the centre-back. This is a guy who I've actually withdrawn from being available for the under-21s because I think actually he's going to end up playing for us in the Canadian Premier League a fair bit. You can see he's already made 11 appearances this year. He's a useful centre-back even if he lacks any real heading ability. Another player who's done well has been Cramarosa here, who got a 7.59 average rating. Again, he looks like a very capable centre-back. His potential a little bit lacking, but maybe a player we could sell on for a bit of money whilst, I guess, stocks in him are high. Edmonton Scottish's player here, Boisvert, had the most assists in the league with 13. I mean, fair play to him. He's done okay there, and he got a lot of, you can see here, player of the matches too. But anyway, as nice as it is to get our third Alberta Major Soccer League title, we're here to focus on the Canadian Premier League, and well, a job is half done, but we need to make sure the job is finished, and that is exactly what we're going to be doing here. So, what am I going to do? I think we're going to go with pretty much the same team as the last game. The only change I'm going to make is I'm going to bring in Malik Johnson at right midfielder for Chung, who I thought was a little underwhelming. ABZ is no longer suspended, so it's probably worth bringing him into the team. We'll bring him in for Solomon at centre-back to complete the Holy Trinity. And well, of course, we'll stick with Connor James in goal. Daly and Hamilton up top. I feel like I have to go with that, don't I? You can see how our foreign player kind of situation kind of sets itself up here. It'd be fair to say we have quite a few foreign players, really, although there are a few, Daly and Marshall, who won't be foreign next year. They will have spent 3 years in Canada, so that's exciting news, especially for Daly, who still hasn't made an international appearance for Jamaica. I mean, Canadian national team, get on the phone to him. Convince him that he's worth playing for the men's national team, because he is. But anyway, I feel like he'll get called up for Jamaica sooner rather than later, Nick Daly. It's mad that he's not played for them. Maybe he can put in a performance here to get his way into the team. Of course, we relied on Hamilton last game. Maybe Daly is the man to step up here, but well, we'll have to see how we get on. We're 4-1 up after the first leg performance. Let's hope for more of the same here today. Of course, this is not the official end of season episode. That will be next time out, where we take on Marathon, the Honduras side in the North American League. Going to be looking to win that competition, and I think there's a bit of expectation for us to do that, to be honest. But yeah, we can't get too carried away just yet. You know, Halifax, they have quality, they have good players, they can score goals. They are, you know, no longer with Pereira up top, who was always a pain in the arse, the Colombian player, but they do still have Diego Gutierrez, the Peruvian, out on the left side of midfield, and I do occasionally have nightmares about him still. He's a player we do have to be a little bit wary of, I feel like. Anyway, we are at home for this game, as I mentioned previously. Hopefully we can get a good send-off here, and while Lovitz wins the ball from Ingham playing it out from the back, and then the ball is lumped forward, our defence switches off, a miscommunication, and Moses Danto is in for his 13th of the year. I feel like, who would that be? It would be Fraser and I think ABZ. And between them, just neither of them went for the ball. It was like they were, I don't know, anticipating maybe Connor James to come up for it. Either way, Danto was alert to the situation, and he gets an early goal here, which puts us a little bit on the back foot to start things. They are still playing a 4-4-2, which of course we did well against last time out. Traditionally, we've struggled against Halifax when they play like a 4-2-3-1. But, well, we want to bounce back well. If we do start to struggle, we might have to change our game plan. Although Daly bringing the ball forward. Can he score? He can't. I mean, it's the kind of situation that you expect him to score every single time. But Nick Daly there with a golden opportunity misses it. And then ABZ with a header not long after from that corner over the bar. And from the resulting goal kick, we have another chance. The replays, they're just going thick and fast right now. It's an open game, and Halifax actually the team on the attack. It's Gutierrez. I talked about my nightmares. He gives it to Mavilla, who has it here. We're trying to, well, maybe try and win the ball back. Rampasad out to Mavilla. Big overlap coming from their fullbacks today, and it's kind of causing us some problems. Although we've dealt with the initial cross, and now Hamilton brings it forward, gives it to Nick Daly, gets it out of his feet quickly. Can he finish it? I mean, it's not a bad effort at all. Ingham, though, was alert and he managed to hold on to it as well. I think Hamilton was sniffing out any chance of a rebound there. So, yeah, keeper did very, very well to hold on to that. And, well, we will try and go again through Acevedo, who switches the play quite intelligently to ABZ. Now with Marshall. Where is Lovitz in this situation? Where is he? He's making his way over now. He's got a bit lost. Oh no, that is not good by Fraser. He gives away the ball. Danto lays it through to Yuma. Should score, does score. It's 4-3. It's 4-3. It's been a pretty close game. I don't know if I want to panic and make a load of changes just yet. But we are in a position where we can change things up. You know what? I think we'll bring in Johnson and Lovitz like so. And we're gonna go to our more cautious system. We're gonna go to the 5 at the back. It's not a drastic change. You'll see it change here. It's just a case of pushing Acevedo into centre mid and Marshall to link up with the forwards, and then just having some wing backs to hopefully deal with the presence that they're showing out wide. We've seen quite a lot from Halifax, them on the overlap. And we'll love it. It's going to bring the ball forward here from left wing back. Great little run. Can he have a ball of quality at the end of it? Or is he just going to go on his own? He tries. I mean, it was not a bad little effort at the end of the day. His shot hits the side netting. But it's 4-3 here. And it is a little concerning at half-time. Definitely worthy of getting shouty. Mora has been poor. And that is pretty uncharacteristic. I feel like the Paraguayan's been one of those players that we've always been able to rely on. He's always been a player who turns up in the big game. But today, he has been AWOL. He is missing in action. Leon Fraser's had a really poor game at centre-back. I'm going to bring in Soria for him. The experienced centre-back, he's going to come in and play that centre-mid. Oh, it's not centre-mid. That centre-back ball-playing defender role for us, which has been, well, an ever-present part of our free centre-back setup ever since we first took over here. This is still a 1-goal game at 4-3. We're looking for a goal, really, aren't we? We need that goal. Can Johnson get there? He can't. Rampasad now with it. Of course, Halifax looking for the goal that would see us go to extra time. Acevedo, what a tackle that is by him. Now can we break away? Hamilton tries to get it forward to Nick Daly, who's been fouled by Mavilla. I think that was a professional foul, to be honest. He could get given a straight red. It's almost certainly going to be a second yellow. And indeed it is. It's a second yellow for him. It sees Langua come on and Assing, who was their centre mid, go off. And well, you'd expect now with them down a man to struggle here, but it's football. Anything can happen. Love it. Can we get a second goal just to extend our lead to 2? It would help me relax immensely. Now with Danto, who gives it to Jones. They're playing a 4-3-2. They're sticking with 2 strikers. We've got to be wary. You can see we've got this big line of 5 defenders just sitting at the edge of the box, parking their butts there, looking to soak up any pressure. And well, great tackle by Alex Marshall. We try and get the outball out quickly and it's intercepted, but straight with Soria. What can Lovitz do now? He passes it to Marshall. Pretty static from us here, although Daly makes a run and Marshall's on the same wavelength. Can Daly finish? He can't at the second time of asking, or the first for that matter. Man, that was a really, really great opportunity and Nick Daly's just been a little bit lacking there. Let's make some more changes. Daly's not at the best of games. I'm going to stick with him though because he's just that good for us. Acevedo is going to come off for Anthony Kay, and I'm going to take off Mora for Deshays. I feel like that has been a pretty standard change as of late to bring on Deshays and Kay. Two very capable centre mids. Not of the same quality, at least when you just look at their attributes, compared to, say, Alex Marshall, but definitely can do the business for us. ABZ gets the ball forward here. It's still 4-3 on aggregate, but still kind of seeking that goal to try and get it to 5-3 where we could relax. And when it comes to Nick Daly, he's offside. It's the exact reason why I've kept him on the pitch, because even when he's having a bad game, he can find the back of the net. Unfortunately, on this occasion, the assistant's flag has denied him, and well, quite rightly too. We had 3 players in an offside position there, which is not exactly ideal now, is it? 3 minutes left. Not a classic ending to this game. We've not looked good on this night. We've not taken the chances that came our way, but we've done enough. We're going to win the Canadian Premier League title here. Not the most memorable games to end our time here at this stadium, but silverware is going to be coming our way again. And well, we have the North American League now to look forward to cap off what would be just a superb season in terms of just winning absolutely everything that we wanted to win. Still would love to win the Canadian Championship, but let's be honest, competing against the MLS sides is always going to be pretty tricky. But back-to-back Canadian Premier League titles, definitely something to be proud of. Squad bonuses are paid out. We get some money for our finish. A few players who we scouted here. Any particularly good ones? This guy looks pretty good. Matthew De Placido plays for Valor at centre-back. They've also got this guy who plays for Forge, who looks like a pretty adequate left-back. Interesting to see some good regens coming through. But no, we win the Canadian Premier League. That is really nice to retain it. Just massive performances by Nick Daly and Hamilton. Really the difference makers for us. And you can see here we etch our name in for the 2022 season. And we have every right to be proud of ourselves. And well, now we have the North American League to look forward to next time to end the year, where we're going to be taking on Marathon, who are an interesting team. We looked at a few of their regens that they've got. They've got some okay players. They're not going to be easy, but I don't think it's any more difficult than the game that we just had against Halifax, which we managed to win. But anyway, guys, that's going to wrap up today's episode from me. Next episode, episode number 30. It's going to be the end of Season 4. Hopefully I'll see you guys for it. It's our biggest game ever, really, the North American League. There is going to be a new winner in this competition, I believe. If we just look, have Marathon ever won it before? They have not. We've beaten Ala Ualense, who previously finished runner-up and prior to that won it twice. We did also beat Olympia, didn't we, to get here? We've beaten some high-caliber teams in this competition. Just Marathon left to go through. Hopefully I see you guys for that one next time, I guess. Anyway, that's all from me. Drop a like if you have enjoyed. Great to win against Halifax. I don't know what I would have done if we'd lost to them. Probably cried, but we don't have to think about that now. Bring on next season already. I'm so excited to try and retain our title. Finances look good. Everyone's happy. I'm delighted. But it's not done yet. Next time out, North American League. See you guys then.